how we go in terms of everything. Oh, I hope the video preview doesn't play. Oh, it is playing. Always love that when that happens, but I'll probably just give it a bit anyway. I just have COD 4 in the background because it runs pretty decently. I've been into COD 4 once again, which is okay, everything considered. It's been a while since I played. Oh, what? There's like one more here. Fuck it, I'll push into him. I knew where he was, so... 20 viewers? What the heck? I'm getting view botted, clearly. No, thanks for joining in. I'll probably just give it another 2 minutes, but pretty much today is just an open talk show. Those are like the 4 main points I'll cover, but I'll be talking obviously a lot more about if you guys got questions that you feel like you want to ask me, that's appropriate. I'm more than happy to talk about it, I guess. I can't. Is there one? There is one in the smoke. Head tagged. He won't shoot me. He doesn't know what's going on. Yep. I'm great at this game. Fuck this scope. I bought these from M-Wave, believe it or not. True story. Who the fuck's the bomb? Oh, there's one there. Why are they both mid-house is my question. I've got to kill them before time ends. He must have booked it. I can't hear anything. He must have booked it. Okay. He's dropped out the window. Nope. It just dropped because everyone's like, hey, it's not a talk show. It's actually just COD 4. I might as well just get started. First thing is, I think it was an intriguing discussion point was holding community lands in the sense that, you know, bring back the old CS 1.6 where teams were, you know, local state, people would travel. And unfortunately, there's like, it brings up a couple of like points which hopefully will be resolved in the near future. Stuff like, how are we going to get 16 like top tier teams? And this is like going to flow on in terms of everything because all of them, I guess, are interlinked today for the first episode. Is that how are you going to get, say, 16 top teams in Australia or Oceania into the same place and playing? You got people living down in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. That's the majority, right? And you got people all the way in Perth. You got a couple in Adelaide. Not sure if there are any professional players in Northern Territory. I'd say none that I know of. But once again, people are free to correct me. Essentially, the problem is A, finding a place where everyone can actually bring the PCs in. B, if people actually take their PCs. So imagine if we had, say, 16 team LAN, because that's what people want, right? 16 team LANs, maybe. Okay, well, I won't say 16 yet. We'll just say 8 team LANs. So A-team lands, it means that you need to supply at least, if you break it into morning and afternoon groups, you need at least 20 PCs. So you got to find someone who's willing to cover the cost of 20 PCs just like that. You need to find someone who's willing to provide the monitors. You need to be someone willing to find... Oh, I can't kill this con because I'm bad. You need to find someone like who's able to cover all these costs, and it's very difficult to find someone like that, especially in terms of the... I can't hit this guy. I suck. I suck so much. That's a good Exodia copy pasta. You got to find someone who provides the 20 PCs. You got to find someone who provides, the 20 monitors. You got to find someone who provides, the transport. I think, say for example, 8 teams, 40 players, right? How much for a prize pool? Let's just say 10k. We can establish, people in Australia are happy to play for 10k, but the issue then becomes, oh, sweet, sick, free 74U. I'll take that and just play like a really dumb line. I'm like, I'll just take the 74U and play a really dumb line because I know I can do that. Oops. What a line. People are willing to play for 10k. But the problem is, you have to think about all the organizations that can fund the flights and the accommodation. So if you're making an 8-team land, it's got to be more vigorous. People want best of 3 round robins, right? So that's going to take at the very least, 2, maybe 3 days. And so the first issue is, everyone's got to fly out on the Friday, come back on either Saturday evening or Monday morning, head back straight to work. Because we haven't reached a stage where people are getting paid enough to stop, to stop working and just to play games full time. I'm a bit fortunate in the sense that even though I'm studying, the commentating is it does pay at the very least a little bit. But not everyone's in the same situation. Not everyone can actually dedicate so much time into this and expect to be completely safe and isolated. Organizations, what are they going to get out of, supporting something like this? What are they going to get for exposure, spending so much in terms of accommodation, in terms of flights? Let's just say flights for 5 people. Just if you go with Tiger and you book in advance, it's going to be $100. Less than $100, but $100 one way, $200 back and forth. That's already $1,000 for flight money. So you're already racking up pretty much more than anyone's going to earn in terms of just cost for flying. And that doesn't include accommodation either. Like accommodation, food, transport, it just gets busier and heftier from there. And then it just gets messy. So, yeah, I mean, organizations are willing to pay, but we can see it's generally the top organizations can afford it. Outside of the top 4 organizations, 5 organizations, who can afford this? No, there's not many organizations that can go, yeah, I'm gonna drop 3k, and what the fuck is that warp? What the fuck is that aim by me? So all of a sudden, you're spending all this money. Where are you going to get the return from? If you're one of the lower tier organizations, you're not going to make your money back. You're throwing away money in the hope that your team doesn't get smashed that hard. Your team is going to get smashed pretty hard. And I'll talk about that more when we go in towards the AU and NZ teams that qualified, as well as the team rankings. Because, once again, everything is linking in together for most of this talk, including Zen League as well. So, community lands... That's why we can only really run, the pug kind of style lands. Maybe if there is a team that's mainly from Sydney, they fly 1 player in. So those are the only circumstances where you can actually run, a community LAN. It's very difficult for me to already run a community LAN because, A, you have to find people that are willing to dedicate time. And there's all this talk about, oh, I'm very keen in participating in a LAN. I'm very keen, in helping out a LAN. And then it's just talk. It never actually happens. And that's always the issue, is that there's always talk about it happening, but it never does happen. And you can see this for a lot of things. You can see this for, attendance to BIOPC. We talk about, let's get 16 teams in, flying in. People are keen to play at LAN. And yet when you hold bring your own PC LAN, I know there's more than 10 teams in Sydney. There's a simple fact that more than 16 signed up for the recent one means that there are enough people keen, but no one can be bothered to either drive, to secure transport, or to just like put in the bare minimal effort required to effectively attend LANs. So all of a sudden, you got people who go, I want to play at this LAN. I want to have this opportunity to play at LAN, and it doesn't happen because time and time again I've been shown. Oh, what am I changing to? Time and time again, it's been shown that people are quite greedy about this. They talk, they want to come, but it doesn't happen. And that's always the issue. That's always the issue I always have with these community LANs. All the players are keen. Organizers are keen to put this across. Like, if, say for example, once again, going back to the bring your own PC, if I saw more than 16 teams, I'd actually care a lot more about running bring your own PC LANs. But all of a sudden, people are like, you know what, I can't be bothered, taking my PC, got to disconnect everything. Yeah, I can understand there are 16-year-olds where it's harder for them to travel, but at the same token, it doesn't always work out in your favor. What other community LANs have there been? So, I know Brisbane, Maverick's been running, the Battle for Brisbane. That was a great format. Really loved the idea of that format. You have the ones in New Zealand. New Zealand don't have as many, you don't have as many pro players in New Zealand as much as in Australia, should I say. You're still part of the scene, but you don't have as many, especially considering 3 of the best were, all of a sudden not here anyway. Hello? So there's that. New Zealand, you don't have that many. So what about New Zealand players? What are they going to play for? They're going to fly their entire stuff over internationally? No, it's not doable. So then people have to supply the PCs, and then that's a really unrealistic expectation. Just say, for example, you're looking for we'll go cheap, right? i5 processors, cheap. i5 processors inside a PC that has decent stats, still at least more than $1,000 for each PC if you want to build it properly, and that really just adds up. So all of a sudden, cost adds up. There's no sponsors who would potentially want to contribute that much money because it's not worth it for them. It's gone from we're really enthusiastic about this. Let's get this happening towards, well, why should we do it? That's a fucking big nade. Big grenades, AU. I'm just going to push straight through the smoke. It's a dumb idea. But theoretically should work. It actually worked, holy. It actually worked so well. So that's pretty much, I've already killed that point. There's no more to talk about. AU and NZ teams that qualified for ESL. This one's a spicy one because this one is pretty good. What I'll say is there are some pretty clear favorites. After I had to alt tab out to take a look at the team list, I have it up. There are some pretty clear favorites who are going to take it, and there are some, outside contenders. In terms of just based on recent performance so far, the outside contenders are, teams such as, I'll just go through the ones that that should make top 4 into LAN at the moment. Should be, this is no bias as well. It should be Atletico, Legacy, Exile 5, and Avant-Garde. These are the 4 that should make it through. You can count the top 6, but it gets a little bit iffier there because you can see it. Atletico, even though they're still playing, Div 2 this season, that lineup's gelling up a lot better. It'll only get better over time. And, sure, they lost against Academy Black, or now just Atletico Black, but that's also I guess, underestimating how good the Atletico Black team actually is. It's to say that it was simply based upon, luck or Atletico sucking. Sonic brings up the point Atletico won't make LAN. I would argue they will make LAN given A, the qualification factors, and B, the other teams in the competition. So top 4 make it through. I don't think Cypher, Corvidae, Alpha Sydney, or Funky Monkeys are especially cut out. And probably this is really mean towards easy for FM. They have the roughest chance of making it through. Out of all of them, they have the roughest chance, and it's going to be really difficult for them to, I guess, show what they've got. They're the weakest team by far there. If you take a look at any other lineup, you can kind of see there's a trend. People would play Div 1, so on and so forth. For Funky Monkeys, it's not a team that have had any members that played in Div 1 for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, as far as I'm aware to my knowledge. So that's the first primary issue. Sure, I love teams that, don't have the experience necessarily, but, attempt to go far. I love that. But at the same time, the odds are stacked up against them. But that's why I said, FM will, sure, at the moment, Atletico will lose. But I think Atletico will get exponentially better over the next couple of days or weeks. You'd hope so. But they still have a really rough time going ahead. Similarly for Corvidae, as well as... Only reason why I'm going for Atletico is because I feel like as soon as it actually comes to something where they need to compete 100% seriously, they will sit down and they will focus. They'll actually practice hard. It's all going to boil down to, once again, their key players, which, how are their key players going to step up? You don't really have that star started. Blitz did really well in the qualifiers, but, can he do it again throughout the entire league season? I'd say not really. Taking a quick look at the other teams. Avant-Garde. Reason why I say Avant-Garde will make LAN finals is simply because they do have a decent stacked lineup. It's going to be sounding really, really, really biased, considering that I'm affiliated with Avant-Garde, but I reckon they'll make it through. I don't think they'll come top. That's why I keep it top 4, deliberately ambiguous. That way I'm not wrong, but I reckon they'll come at least top 4 to qualify for LANs, and they need to work on a lot of things still. They're not top tier in Oceania by any means, and that's what I'll be talking more about the Zen League as well as team rankings. Then finally, then we got, who else are we talking about other than those? The reason why I say Alpha Sydney won't make it is I just feel like even though they have that experience, it's not good enough to... You just sprinted at me. No fear, man. They don't have the firepower necessary to make it through these days, and that's a big issue. That is a huge issue going forward in towards any competition, is you need your firepower up and running. I don't think they have the necessary firepower to make it happen, so... Depends. They can have, really good days and do really well, but I don't think they'll do, well enough to justify them getting to LAN. Oh, what the... Come on, peek me. Legacy, for obvious reasons, just because they've been playing together, and I think that lineup will just improve over time. It's just whether or not they will tilt. I think it's a lot of the time. You look at them, fucking Dizzy Life, he's insane. He's legitimately insanely good, and you have to say this lineup has got so much experience, it's got so much firepower, it has to do well. Given time, it has to do well. If it doesn't do well over the next 2 weeks, then then there's going to be issues. Talking about what else? People there should be teams that will pick me eventually. XL5 is the last one, and the reason why I'm including this is just the sheer amount of talent and firepower that's going into this. So I'm fairly sure it's Steve, Chaotic, don't know who the third is, and then you've got, oh, hey, so dude. Hey guys, how's it going? Oh. He just like, there was like two there. Then going on towards, then XL5, they've also picked up like SK as well as Noisia. And well, once again, because I like worked with these two, Noisia legitimately is one of the most biggest retards I've met in Counter-Strike history. But he actually puts in so much dedication towards the game. If he got a haircut more, he'd be like even better. SK is just someone that you, once again, it's a lineup with a lot of talent and a lot of tiltability. They need to find someone like to manage their mental state. If they can find someone to manage their mental state, they could breach it potentially in towards the top. But I'll talk more about that I guess, going on towards the team rankings. Because in my mind, there is a very clear distinction between like, you know, the insanely good teams and then, why am I charging forward in towards this? I don't know, they're going to be sitting smoke. Cypher, I don't think they'll make it. Alpha, I don't think they'll make it, even though they've got players who played in Div 1. It's just stacked against them. Like, I hope they'll do well. Once again, it's a good format for them to do well, so. My hair is bad, and then you'll see Noisia's, like when he didn't have a haircut, that is on a different level of bad. That is on a completely different scale. You can't measure mine up against that. That's pretty much, yeah. I think we're through qualification. I wouldn't have tipped Funky Monkeys to make it through, I guess, necessarily. I definitely thought Atletico would make it through, but they struggled a lot to get there. Yep, that's my top 4 predictions for Season 3. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Zen League, there we are. So that's why I got the topics out there. By the way, if you guys have any questions about anything related in Counter-Strike or RuneScape or the world, feel free to ask. Zen League, this is a really good one. I'll wait until all the Asian teams are qualifying, because that way it gives me an excuse to make more like talk shows, and more talk shows means that I get more viewers and I can be a sellout. But effectively, the 4 teams that are qualified, 3 of them, a lot of people can argue for they're top in Oceania, and this is where, like, you know, Dark Side of the Dark Horse, really, they've got a lot to live up to. You can see at the moment, I don't think they're doing too well with both ECA as well as, my thoughts on Corvidae, I'll go into that. I don't think they're doing particularly well for both ECA as well as CG. And this weakness is going to show through, especially against Chiefs, against Tainted Minds, against Immunity. So Corvidae, it's slightly weaker because they lost Sicko, right? Sicko is... Okay, so originally I was like, you know, Sicko's just an onliner. He doesn't really, you know, have what it takes to cut it out towards the top. You know, he's been playing for ages. Sorry, Simon. I know it sounds harsh. Don't bag me out, please. But then when I hear this guy actually play, he's actually so good. He has like the ideal mindset that you want in your players. Like, why wouldn't you take that? Like, why wouldn't you take that in one of your players? I would prefer like tons of sickos because of the mindset and mentality that they have over just you know, specific other players. That's just my like 2 cents though. Like, that's just like in terms of my 2 cents. I don't think Corvidae will make it through because they've lost one of their best players, and that lineup can improve. I'm not going to say they're not going to improve, but you know, like, they have to rely on Herbs to carry a lot. I don't think Blackout is going to get any better than he is currently at the moment. And once again, I've like great respect for Blackout. I think he's a good player, but you see all the other teams, I'm not going to say bad, but they've lost like a serious fucking firepower, and they didn't really have the replacement. It's like kind of like going, say for example, you lose if Tainted lost Liaz, for example, it's not saying you can't get a good replacement and still have a solid lineup. It's just you've lost someone that's so good. What do you do afterwards? Like, you're kind of lost. There was like one there. There he is. There we are. Oops, shouldn't have double one tapped. Yeah, so Darksided isn't the team that really fits inside that Zen League. They did well to defeat Avant-Garde. On the day, they proved they were better than Avant-Garde, and that's why I'm not saying Avant-Garde is good. If Darksided were in the AU and NZ, well, I shouldn't say Avant-Garde's not good, but they're not top tier. Like, say for example, if Darksided made it to the AU and NZ, or if Avant made it towards the AU and NZ, I'd still say they get absolutely brutalized. 100% of the way they get brutalized. What else is there? This guy has just been killing me every single time because he legitimately does like the dumbest shit and gets away with it. Okay, so the next three teams, Tainted Minds, Chiefs, and Team Immunity. And the reason these teams are completely apart, you can argue Tainted Minds, 2016, best team. Ex-Atletico, they had the most results going forward. They had, the international experience. They looked the closest towards Winter Fox as well, like Winter Fox and Renegades. The problem by that is that, we haven't seen them play domestically against... I'm trying to compare Oceanic teams against Oceanic teams, and I'd prefer if there were results as opposed to simply just speculation. As in, they have played recently together in a best-of-3 in a match that really determines something. As far as I know, the matches have not been played yet until, soon. They're best-of-2s, 2 best-of-1s. And I hope they're good. Like, they are going to be good. Like, what am I talking about? They are going to be good, so... Oh, there is... This guy's just waiting for the smoke every single time. He sits... Yeah. That's unfortunate, because he just sits there every single time now. Team Immunity, they showed, like, really dominating performance at LAN, and... I think they changed the lineup by... Did they change the lineup? No, they haven't changed the lineup. They still have the same lineup. And it's a strong lineup. Once again, Gratisfaction, such a key AWPer to have. Burn, support player, Urcast, arguably the best Mongolian player in Australia. Not arguably, is the best. Chiefs, the problem with using ECA, right, is it's best of 1. And a lot of teams know that you can kind of just throw away. A lot of people are just going to play ECA's kind of pug style as opposed towards, they'll use it as practice as opposed to serious stuff. The argument's like heavily weighted towards obviously Tainted to perform on LAN because they're LAN proven, but Chiefs, they're going to be hungry. They came off, that I believe it was a 3-0 loss against Tainted. They're going to be looking to come back. They're going to be looking to have a bit of revenge. They're going to be looking pretty hungry. Going forward, they want to take a championship for themselves, so... Oh, I'm getting out of the smoke, man. I'm not pushing that. I'm in no means pushing that, because that's just dangerous. I'm just... It's all, like... One is, like, past performance, and then some of it is just situational. Like, legitimate situational. You think you can outsmart me? You think you can outsmart me? Oh, I know where he is! I know where he is! That's why, like, Tainted Chiefs and, like, Immunity, they're in their separate tier in Oceania. So we're going on towards the team rankings. Because Asian, what I think that... Okay, so just to touch off on in terms of the Zen League stuff, right? What I think the Australian teams can learn, or the top 3, is pretty much how to counter the Asian meta. But unfortunately, there's not much beyond that. We're still going to retain our own meta. We're not going to move beyond our own meta, and neither is like Asian teams. I think will pick up a lot more and learn, and hopefully they'll actually improve, and hopefully it extends down towards the the ESL, AU, and NZ championships. Maybe we can have some of those teams, feed in versus the Asian teams. They're the ones that require more experience, I would say at this stage, as opposed towards the teams that are already qualified. The teams who are already qualified, I believe they will take it over the Asian teams most of the time. The only thing that you can't count out is just the sheer talent the Asian teams have and their raw aim capacity. I'm looking forward to watching them play because they honestly have the ability to blow everyone away. That said, they may not be able to blow everyone away, but it's a good chance they can blow everyone away. And take a very... Why am I running towards the enemy? By myself. This is just sheer I'll make it. But they're surrounding me. So I gotta leg it. Oh, Jesus! They're all after me. Have you, seen... all I'll say is, have you seen some of the players in the Asian scene? They're, actually so... They are aimed sharper than pretty much anyone in Australia. Easily. So, what we have is experience. We know how to rein the aggression. These guys will just push. They'll just try to get information. They just want the kills, But otherwise, looking forward to that. And so the team rankings. Before we talk about top X amount in Australia. I don't think top X amount in Australia is appropriate anymore. It's just tiers, right? So you got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We'll just say it like that. Tier 1 easily. Once again, top 3: Tainted Minds, Chiefs, and Immunity. These teams have been proven in a best of 3 format. They will not drop maps against other teams. Right, we're discounting best of 1, best of 3. They're not going to drop maps against other teams, in my opinion. I have to double check CG now, just in case I'm an actual idiot. I think I'm an actual idiot. For tier 2, this is where it really opens up, because on a good day, these teams, will absolutely demolish and push tier 1 teams. On a bad day, these teams will look horrendous. They will look. You'll kind of be like, hang on, what are these guys doing? And that's the whole problem. Or the good thing is that you have this talent that just needs to become more consistent. Yeah, I'm not gonna hear anything through that smoke. So there's my team rankings. Team Immunity, Chiefs, Immunity top 3. Then you got Avant, Atletico, and probably Atletico Black as well, because they're so good. I didn't hit that guy. What? Right. Great. He's always just, holding a sniper and holding the cross. He's the biggest spastic and he gets away with it as well. Feels bad. In terms of everything else, Avant-Garde, Legacy, Exile 5, as well as Dark-Sided. This is why I think Dark-Sided is going to have a really tough time. I don't think they'll make it through. They'll probably win a couple of maps here and there, but they definitely won't take it into towards the top 4. It'll be a big surprise. I think the Asian teams... I think Darkside will learn a lot from versing the Asian teams. But I love IM. I am biased, don't you know? But yeah, if you guys have more questions, feel free to ask me. That's pretty much I just had a quick think about topics to talk about. Wanted to try the second monitor out. It seems to be working pretty good so far. So just let me know if there are any other topics that you guys want to talk about. Oh my god. Made it. I love this position. If Darksided do well, I'll be really happy for them. I'm going to be the first guy who's going to be really happy for these Darksided guys. But it's going to be stacked against that. And I think they know this. They'll come in, they'll have to work really hard. And the greatest thing about those guys is that they'll work really hard. They'll have the mindset about it. But the harsh thing is, odds are stacked up against them. Who's the last one alive? Is he in He's actually just in spawn bin. But yeah, otherwise I'll just answer questions and just talk about random stuff. You're free to ask questions once again. The chat's there. I'm monitoring it. I'm not muted this time, which is really good. Oh yeah, catch me tomorrow, by the way. If you're free during the daytime, 12 to 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, you know. Oh, damn, that grenade was too deep. Yeah, they'll become better, 100%. They are a lineup that will get better. They're a lineup that can only get better with time. A lot of these lineups are lineups that can only get better with time. Only some of them have hit their limit in terms of skill ceiling. For some of their players, Avant-Garde is probably an idea of like a team that's hit its individual skill limit. In terms of like the players themselves, maybe except for Hats and Kyoto and Simon, that's actually the majority of the team. I was gonna say, it's like with most of the like Div 1 / Tier 2 teams that I talk about have hit their potential. There's only a rare few that haven't gone towards the next stage. I should really turn off like streaming delay so this way I can have like, you know, a real talk. This guy's about to die, surely. Yeah. Otherwise, what else to say? Community. We can always talk more about community lands. I love talking about community lands, like on how people are just ungrateful bastards. Yeah. The best quote I've ever heard about potential or talent is, "Who is your Oz dream team?" All right, I'll go into that in a moment. In terms of what was I about to say? In terms of potential. Really good quote. That's what I was talking about. Until you reach there, you're full of shit. And that's like applicable for Counter-Strike. Until you reach there, it's like you have the potential to become really good. Oh my god. I got tagged, but I'm still alive, so I just can't see. Easy nade. Easy grenade. What a line. What a dumb line. Okay, so Oz Dream Team. Liaz. Zetsky for Orpa. Sorry, infrequent. I've talked about this like the other day. What? This guy just fucking warped. I talked about this like the other day where even though like Jesse is like really good. What is that crossfire? Lol. I prefer Zetsky's like consistency. Who else? Who do I want as a support? I've already got the Orpa. It's going to be Zetsky. Support. IGL. Oh, it's really hard to say. I probably want James just because that way if there's no one, you need someone who can staunch people just in case. Like, just in case, you know, you're out with the boys on the night out and all of a sudden, you know, you have poor Ali who's being approached. You need a Tux or you need like a James to really just protect. Yeah, like the bodyguard role, you know, you got to protect the VIP. Ali is really good. I'd probably choose Ali. Tux. Yep, Tux as well, just as an all-rounder. I'd probably talk more about like VAC bans as well. Like, it is... Okay, so one thing I have to say, I think everyone, including Tux, knows that when he cheated, like, it was really, really wrong for him to do. At the same time, I don't think he cheated in a competitive. And at the same time, I'm really sad to see a lot of the old guard get banned permanently for something it did back in 2014 when CSGO meant jack shit. I'm not sure how many people came in towards CSGO before 2014. Or like before like 2015. It was a fucking joke of a game. Like, okay, maybe that's like, biased, fucking Asian bias, haha. I honestly believed it was a massive joke of a game. It's just dumb as a game. It was not fun to play. I killed someone? No, I just might have tagged someone. It wasn't like a fun game to play. There was nothing to play for in Australia. It was like you played for an online competition. You play for $5,000. For someone like those guys who played for so long, and you say it's a shit excuse now, but that's because you never saw how bad the scene was going. In 2014, if there wasn't a skins update, I still claim to this day, Valve does not give a single crap about CSGO. You go take a look at any other game that actually has active developer support. Go take a look at Blizzard. Go even take a look at any of the high-res games. And I can say at the moment, like, the high-res games coding is pretty atrocious. Like, in terms of some things, like the spectate feature is pretty cooked. Like, I have difficulties with spectating sometimes, there are issues all over, but at the very least, the developer gives somewhat of a shit about the game and tries to update it. CSGO, when was the last time the developer actually actively listened to the community, gave a shit, made sure they stayed in contact, and actually put out content? No, they just give out everything else, and they go, oh, look at us, we did such a fucking good job. If it was not CSGO, if it was not Valve, the game would be fucking dead. If it was anything like Dirty Bomb, I'll go just take a look at Dirty Bomb, right? If CSGO was Dirty Bomb, small developer with a bad track record, no one would fucking play it. No one would watch it. And I'm not even being like sarcastic. I'm being serious. Like, no one would watch CSGO if it was something like Dirty Bomb. Remember when Dirty Bomb was touted as like, the next big up and coming thing? Yeah, where is it now? Where is it now? There's a scope somewhere there. I know that, but I'll go find the scope. There's actually a lot of things still alive, actually, thinking about it. There's this guy here, so I'll kill him first. I'll kill this guy next. I'll jump down. Should be a couple more in there. Oh, I should be able to get the kills in time. Got him. Like, Tux, for example. A lot of people, and I said this as well, like, why do Chiefs not get rid of Tux? He's got a vac ban. They can't go overseas. I'd say, hypothesizing for Lightstep, I know he's got a family, so I'm not sure if he wants to go overseas and play, like, a lot of the time. Like, that's free. Like, I don't know the answer to that, so. In terms of Tux, like, he brings so much, like, value for the Chiefs. Like, why wouldn't you keep him? In terms of marketing, in terms of anything else, he is absolutely great. You'd want to keep a Tux every single time. One Tux a day keeps, I don't know, something away. It's going on YouTube afterwards. If hopefully it exports on towards YouTube. Or hopefully it saves as a VOD and I'll export it. I'm planning to do the talk shows whenever I can. Hopefully I can give more advanced schedule. I'm just going to get absolutely busy coming up towards the next couple of weeks. So it's not looking great in terms of, consistency. I'll be casting in night times. Yeah. And that's why I say, in terms of, you look at Ferg, you look at Gaz, these guys fucking cheated in MM when the game was dead. Now, do I think there should have been repercussions? Yes. Like, still, cheating is a big no-no. At the same time, should it be a permanent ban without any precedent? A tough thing. I can understand why they do it. It just kind of goes, if you even think about cheating, if you ever got, been caught cheating before, don't even think about playing competitive. But at the same token, oh God. I fucking lit that guy up. What? What? Thank goodness, he was, telegraphing his intentions. Oh, as in before, it's all hypotheticals now. Oh, this guy wasn't even on me.
That's why, like, you can, if you've never met these people before, like, for people who just chronically cheat and they will cheat, like, who want to cheat now, there's absolutely no excuse. You know the pro scene's going somewhere. Back in 2014, once again, when the game was dead. It's fucking in the ground, okay? Would people have done it? No, I don't think so. Like, as in, if we knew where the scene would be at this stage, would those people have cheated? No, they wouldn't have. That's pretty much what I boiled down my argument towards. Once again, I can understand why they... You know, I can understand why Valve went, no, everyone who does this will be banned forever. Because, truthfully, oh my god, my mantles are atrocious. Yeah, so if they would have cheated in 2014, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I don't, like, they're just gonna cheat. Who cares? But these are people who I believe would not have cheated if, you know, they were given the circumstances. Oh my god, I'm in fucking big trouble, aren't I? That's alright, I can go big. What the fuck is that? He just fucking spamming. He's not even moving to the objective. Like, oh, there's actually someone there. If my teammate didn't die. Opinion on team houses. I could not live in a team house for my life. Like, what the fuck is that timing? Like, he's fucking cheating, 100%. I don't like team houses. You have to live with people, and that's not possible for some people. I don't... Say, for example, you know... Yeah, I made it through. Hold my gun out here. Kill one, fall away. Easy for Encolado. Like, it should be kind of like a job kind of thing, you know? Yeah, nice try, you fucking idiot. Great, now I'm getting spammed as well. Yeah, you just get the players to come in and play. Don't force them to live together, because a lot of the time, like, I agree with Dancing Panda for this, right? Like, this guy's wall hacking, I think. Don't make them live together. It's a nightmare living together with 5 people. Like, I've lived together with a couple of people in my life, and it's, you know, if you get good ones, yeah, fucking sick, you're in. You're fucking in for the rest of your life. But if you don't live with a good one, you're in, like, deep crap, right? And all of a sudden, like, you want to isolate your life away from things such as, you know, living together, potentially dealing with toxicity from other people. Other people will have their own... Other people will have, like, their own thoughts in what they want. Like, you know, just say, for example, toilet seat. I'm a person, right? Because I grew up with my mom, as well as, like, I'm living with my girlfriend at the moment. Is that I just keep the toilet seat down. And, you know, one is if you have, like, one person that loves, like, you know, the toilet seat down, and then other people love toilet seat up. It is a bit of an issue, you know? Boot camping? Yeah, it's good. Not to mention, like, the cost of, like, houses as well. It's quite a lot. Oh, there's one up there. I've got to take out this one first. Oh no! Up. What? No! I fucking suck so much. How bad is he lagging to like have aim that looks like that? He's not even lagging that bad. What I think of the Winter Fox vs CNO match, I couldn't watch it. I was really sick and I was playing RuneScape, so I think it's like mutually exclusive. Playing RuneScape is like a mental illness for me, but that's okay. But please don't fucking explode on me. Jesus. Did I tag like anyone else or I just tagged myself? I think I just tagged myself, so that's fine. I'll smoke the cross for people. I'm a good player. I'm a good team player. Yeah, a couple of questions up. I'll probably stream for another 10 minutes or so. I've hit about 50. I'll make this a cool hour. Then I'll close it down. Yes, baby? What? Yeah, this is what I mean if you live in a team house. Later, baby. You have people who want a hug, so... What the fuck? Jesus. Oh! I want fucking Rego. So bad. Hey Razy, how's it going? How's my missus? She wants hugs, so there you go. Rush to beat SK tomorrow? No way. I'll say that as well. No way. Like SK, like legitimately have to have like 5 cases of food poisoning for them to lose against Rush, or unless like Rush decides to like spin bot. Like no chance. No chance, my friend. Yeah, get wrecked, you scrub. Mango neutralize. They're like in the top, isn't it? Wait, is he? Oh, he's in the stairwell, right. How is this to react if they start spin botting? Oh, you know, this is actually, in terms of, I think in terms of streaming, like you're not meant to say it's like, these guys are just blatantly cheating. You have to actually go, it's like, oh, it's their spin bot. I'd probably just be like, that's interesting sensitivity being used there. Like, you're meant to say like minimal stuff that impacts anything. Oh, that guy just got a +10. How does he hit me through smoke? I'd fucking love to see this. Smoke's disappeared by now. Yeah. I'm fairly sure that guy's cheating, but luckily he's so shit, it doesn't really impact on anything. Oh, you still managed to get the bomb plant down. The Born to Die is in like the worst position possible. Man, what I wish CSGO was more like a little bit more pro mod. It's got like some sick like spectating options. Sick spectating options, you know. Love it. There's the single tag. He needs to get another one and he gets it there. And the final one is probably just like camping somewhere. Dumb. Just letting you know the camera's on. It's like pointed that way. Huh? Hey, do you want Strepsil? What do you want? Just go across, it's fine. You can say hi to the stream and become famous.
How are you streaming?
Huh? I said I was doing a talk show. I said that! I'm talking. SMH women.
For what?
The Ellen Show.
The what? What? I hit him for so much and I only get an assist with that? That sucks. I know there's like one up here. The question is whether I can get to him in time. Whether he's going to peek or not. Yeah, get fucked, you idiot. I really want this last kill. Where is he? He's bot light, is he? I won't be able to get it in time. He's top light, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much. Otherwise, I think I'll call that for a night now. I'll try to come up with more topics next time. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.